had been dead for weeks and that neither his mother nor her boyfriend reported his death to police.
Got a tattoo, man. He just ran away with my baby and my soul.
This is the story of 7-year-old Hershall Creachbaum from Dayton, Ohio. He is described by his aunt, Chastity Rollins, as a child who was an inspiration and was happy every single day. Despite his challenges as a wheelchair user, being autistic and nonverbal, he never let anything slow him down. People always would know when Hershel was excited because he would always bounce around and would have a smile on his face. Hershel loved to watch his cartoons, listen to his music, and watch his lights. He attended Ruskin Elementary School. But sadly, on Saturday, July the 12th, 2025, at around 3:45 a.m., Dayton police responded to a 911 phone call of a report that a child had gone missing in the 400 block of Xena Avenue. The caller was identified as Michael Kendrick, who was Hershel's mom's boyfriend. He stated during the call that a man with tattoos punched him in the face and took Hershel. 911 dispatch began to notice that Michael seemed intoxicated due to his slurred speech and became defensive while asking him questions because he began to assume they were blaming him for Hershel's disappearance. Once the crew arrived on the scene, they determined at that point in time that Hershel was missing and began to search the home and the alleyways in the area. They also used drones. At around 8 a.m. that morning, the Dayton police posted on their social media asking for the public's help to locate Hershel. Less than 12 hours later, Hershel's body was found on McClure Street near US 35. Investigators later interviewed Michael and Hershel's mom, Ashley Johnson, who both gave a different account on what happened to Hershel. Michael stated to investigators that while drinking and in an argument over the phone, he punched Hershel in the head twice. He then stated that he pushed Hershel down out of his wheelchair, causing him to bounce off the floor, and he also admitted to striking other parts of Hershel's body. Michael stated that Hershel died the next day as a result of these injuries in the shower. Ashley Johnson, Hershel's mother, she stated to investigators during her interview that she saw her son and daughter playing together on July 11th, 2025, and this is according to an affidavit. She stated that Michael, her boyfriend, was playing with Hershel when she went to bed that night and that he was okay. But this story was not true either because the police determined that Ashley later revealed to them that her son had died while she was having surgery in the hospital, and this was sometime in late May, according to court records. Now, although Hershel was reported missing on Saturday, July the 12th, detectives believe that Hershel may have died weeks before he was reported missing on this day. Ashley eventually stated that Michael disposed of Hershel's body in an unknown location by the railroad tracks, and this is according to an affidavit. Also, according to court records, she stated that Kendricks told her that her son had died from natural causes. As a result of her dishonest statement in the beginning of the investigation, Johnson was arrested on Monday and charged with 1 count of obstructing justice in the Dayton Municipal Court. After Hershel's body was found, Michael confessed to detectives that he kept Hershel's body in the house after he noticed that he was not responsive after his injuries. Once the body began to smell, he stated he put Hershel's body in a deep freezer in an attempt to conceal the smell of the body. He then confessed to using a suitcase to take the body to a grassy field. A few weeks later, Michael Kendrick confessed to returning to the body to collect the bones, which he then put in a bag and left them on McClure Street, according to court documents. The family is very devastated by this tragic and senseless loss, and they hope that Michael and Ashley are both prosecuted to the full extent of the law. The public has come together to honor Hershel's memory, and you can see the balloons and everything over the bridge on US 35. It's covered with balloons, flowers, stuffed animals, and toys. And family and community members have left notes expressing love and calling for justice. This case remains ongoing as new information continues to come out every day. As of now, Michael and Ashley are both in jail and a bond has been set. At this time, I would also like to offer my condolences to the family, and I hope that the community continues to come together to support the family in this tragic and senseless loss of a precious child that was vulnerable and could not help himself.
The McClure Street Bridge quickly turned into a memorial for 7-year-old Hershall Creachbaum. I'm Kaylin Herman reporting. Family members are gathered here to remember the young life they lost, and the Dayton Police Department sharing what they know about the investigation tonight.
He is our inspiration for being happy every single day, because whether he was handicapped, he never let anything hold him down. When he was happy, he was bouncing around. He loved his cartoons, his music, his lights, and this is a senseless act that could have been avoided.
Hershall Creachbaum's family sharing stories about the boy they knew and how the community has shown up to remember him in a beautiful way.
Seeing all these balloons, all these stuffed animals from people who not only knew him, but people who didn't even know him. And they showed up and showed the love out for this little boy and showed support to the family that we were overwhelmed.
Chastity Rollins, Creachbaum's aunt, vows to speak out against what happened to him and demands justice be served as we learn even more details in this case. Earlier this afternoon, Dayton Police Chief Cameron Afzal provided some new information. We know at about 3:45 the morning of July 12th, a caller at 404 Xenia Avenue reported Hershall Creachbaum had been kidnapped. As the investigation began, Chief Afzal says detectives determined Creachbaum had actually not been seen for several weeks. That's when the situation turned into a potential homicide investigation. Investigators were led to the area around US 35 and McClure Street, just a few blocks from the home on Xenia Avenue. This is where Chief Afzal says they found remains believed to be Creachbaum's. He confirmed that Creachbaum was not in fact missing, but had been dead for several weeks.
When you have a nonverbal autistic kid, somebody helpless who should be taken care of and looked after, the fact that he was deceased for several weeks and we didn't even get the call.
That 911 caller was Michael Kendrick, who is now in custody, charged with tampering with evidence and abuse of a corpse. Ashley Johnson, Creachbaum's biological mother, is also behind bars.